what blockchain has enabled to do in the forms of cryptocurrency, it allowed that removal of the middleman.
So blockchain, computers linked together. Blockchain technology is very important because, again, everything on the blockchain is public. Everything on the blockchain is immutable, which means you cannot change it.
And once it's uncovered, at least you can say, here's the lie, here's here, block here, this one here. This is where you said that you did it and you didn't do it. You've got something to now circle back on. Whereas at the moment, when things are verbal, it's quite hard.
Hey everyone, what's up, what's up? Welcome to today's Black Tech Day. I like that energy. And so today, or this panel is going to be talking about blockchain technology. And right now, the kind of favorite child when it comes to tech is AI. And I thought that was a really great panel, the way they broke it down, why people are interested in it, and the way that people are utilizing it. And of course, when you're able to utilize it to make your life better in regards to using the right prompts for it to give an output in regards to material that you can use for your business, for school, even love letters, raps even, people will engage with that a lot more than a technology that a lot of people are just unclear about. It's like, okay, everybody's talking about blockchain technology, but what does it actually mean? How does it help me? How does it relate to me? Why is it relevant to me? And the fact of the matter is that blockchain technology is a disruptive technology. And so what it has been doing ultimately is creating opportunities to remove that middleman, to remove that gatekeeper, and create more accessibility for the many rather than the few. And I think that is an amazing technology. So we work in a world or society where most things are centralized. When you think of banks, they call them central banks for a reason, right? So you've got the European Central Bank, the Bank of England, and of course the Federal Reserve, which is American Central Bank. That is where monetary decisions and policies are basically generated from and then released into the rest of the economy and into the world. And what blockchain has enabled to do in the forms of cryptocurrency, let's talk about Bitcoin, only as a case study, it's the most famous case study, it allowed that removal of the middleman, and not only just with the monetary policies, but also in regards to sending. When we think of remittance, and remittance is a huge industry, right? It's worth trillions. And so think about sending money, and I know many of us here coming from a maybe Caribbean, African, Asian background, we've experienced sending money abroad, receiving money, or even we know someone who has. And when you think about sending funds, you usually would go through maybe a Western Union. That removes the cryptocurrency, the use of Bitcoin in particular, removed that middle person, right? That centralized figure. It was more cost effective for the person who was sending, and also it was faster. So there's two things. It was faster and it was more efficient and for the person and cost effective for the person who was sending and receiving. The other thing that one thinks about with regards to remittance is that if you don't have ID, how can you use these centralized companies? They want ID, they want proof of who you are, which is correct. But what if you don't have it? Not everybody has access to ID, correct? With Bitcoin technology, it removed that as well. So that again is accessibility. So blockchain technology, just as that simple case study, it's proven itself to be able to be a vehicle of individuals being their own bank in a way and not having to use centralized elements, centralized organizations. Now, some people say, well, what's that got to do with me? I've never sent any money. I'm never going to use crypto. But there are other use cases with Bitcoin, with blockchain technology. And we're going to discuss that on the panel. But I think just as an opening, it's important to just think about the bigger picture. And I think what AI has done for blockchain, because blockchain ultimately is a ledger technology. And everything that we're talking about today and in the last panel and in this panel is data. How we leverage that data, how we use that data, how we see that data, how we record that data, who sees that data, who has access to that data. And this is where blockchain technology comes into the whole conversation. So my name is Lavinia Osbourne. I am the founder of Women in Blockchain Talks. It's an award-winning platform. It's the #1 global, diversity-driven, women-led, women-focused focused educational and networking platform. We have global chapters in different parts of the world. So, of course, London, Berlin, Manchester, Warsaw, and Barcelona. And we're also opening up a chapter imminently in Africa and other parts of the world. So we're growing and we are doing a lot in this space. And we're all about helping women and diverse groups to add their voice and add their value to the blockchain ecosystem. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'll keep it quite simple. My name is Terry Igharoro, and I'm the founder of a company called Inventory Club. And what we do is we make it easier for anyone in the globe to participate in the producing, buying, and selling of African agricultural products using blockchain technology. And I'm pretty certain I'm going to dive into it a bit more afterwards, but that's just a quick intro. No?
Yeah, so my name's Fadlan, or I go by Ninja. I started investing in crypto in 2015. I've been a full-time Web3 blockchain operator since 2021, and I'm the founder of a company called Blockchain Sensei. Over here is my CEO, Mr. Michael Harden. We are a Black and Asian owned, so there's a guy called Keish who's going to be speaking tomorrow. He's our technical director, so yeah, we're Jamaican and Indonesian owned. And yeah, we're a multi-financial literacy and Web3 education company. We do a free webinar every single Monday, 8 p.m. till 9:30 on Zoom. We've been doing this since 2020, and you can find about 150 episodes online on YouTube now for free. So that covers everything stocks, crypto investing. And Fridays, we do a show called NFT Fridays on the same Zoom link. Find information on blockchain.sensei. I'm going to try to keep today's talk less investing focused, as the investing talk will be tomorrow, and keep it more technology based. So who here can honestly say, I couldn't explain what blockchain is? Be honest? Okay. Amazing. So I'm going to break it down very, very easy in layman's terms. Think of the word block as the word computer and the word chain as in linked. This isn't super technically correct, by the way, so I just say this for beginners, for visualization, right? Because before understanding something, I think visualization is really important. So think of the word block as the word computer and the word chain as in linked. So blockchain, computers linked together. Because these computers are linked together and anybody can be part of the network, that is what makes it decentralized. Now, what is meant by ledger technology? A ledger is just a record of account. Every transaction on the blockchain is not only public, but is immutable. Now, as the COO of a Black and Asian owned company, and speaking to a crowd of mainly African and Caribbean descent, without going too much into it, your history has been edited, has it not? Blockchain technology, I say this specifically when I'm speaking to people of Caribbean and African descent, this is the most important technology. This technology will undoubtedly moving humanity forward, but in my opinion, blockchain technology should mean the most to you guys. Because Africans and Caribbeans, you've gone through the most struggle. I'm Indonesian. My people have gone through struggle too. It was Indonesian Independence Day. We're ex-Dutch colony from the 1800s to 1945. I won't go into that, right? Blockchain technology is very important because, again, everything on the blockchain is public. Everything on the blockchain is immutable, which means you cannot change it. Because everything is public and everything is immutable, that is where we get the word trustless. Every single person who I've come across that doesn't believe in blockchain, that doesn't believe in crypto, through 8 years of being in this industry, 3 years being an operator full-time, I have found the only reason why people don't believe in blockchain or don't believe in crypto is because they have not put the time in understanding why this technology is vital and important for humanity to move forward.
I agree. Would you like to expand on what you believe technology is? Because I think it's good to give different perspectives because people learn in different ways and with different words. And then I'm going to add my 2 pence afterwards as well.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm necessarily going to say what the technology is, but I'm going to speak about what it can do. Who here has sent money back home to put into some sort of project, some sort of business? You send money back home, and then they tell you that it got swallowed. Something happened to it. There we go. Blockchain is a way of, it gives transparency to that process. Now, in order for that to actually work, you do need people to build solutions. So every type of idea, if you've ever had something that you're doing, you're like, hey, it would be a better way for me to put money into projects, and I can monitor it without someone saying that the money's been chewed up. Blockchain can do that because it provides the transparency. Then everyone gets a certain type of access controls, security keys, stuff like that, and I'm trying trying to, as I'm speaking, I'm trying to not be technical, so I'm trying to bring it down and say it in an easier way. But the long and short is this. If you do things back home, you can't see it because you're not there. You have to trust everybody there to be honest that this is what's being done. If there are systems in place that enable you to see things and you can actually authorize, okay, let's say you're building a house. House is a classic one that everyone wants to build back home. They send the money to build the house and someone says, yeah, send me money, send me money. So you send the money, you get there, so where's the house? It's just the foundation. But you've been sending the money, right? Expecting to get and see a whole home, but you've only seen the foundation because they keep telling you it's happening, but there's nothing to prove that it's happening. Now, if you're using something like blockchain, you can build a system, but someone will build a system that enables you to verify that, yes, this has been done, okay, authorize. You're authorizing things in milestones. The other thing about blockchain, as Ninja said, is that, it's a ledger, it can't be changed. So if somebody lies and puts the lie on chain, the lie exists indefinitely until it's uncovered.
Forever.
And once it's uncovered, at least you can say, here's the lie, here's here, block here, this one here. This is where you said that you did it and you didn't do it. You've got something to now circle back on. Whereas at the moment, when things are verbal, it's quite hard and it's like a he said, she said thing. But I think personally, and I think back in 2017, I was giving a talk at Parliament. And when I was there, and I just said to them, I said, listen, blockchain's fantastic. This whole DLT, fantastic. In the West, it's a nice to have. In emerging economies, it's essential. Because the systems that we need, they're not built yet. They're not there. Then we're trying to build systems based on Western systems. And those Western systems are trying to build the new systems. And a bit like how we used the mobile phones everyone who comes from those places, we use mobile more than we use landlines. We didn't have landline and broadbands. Everyone skipped to mobile. So I believe that blockchain in emerging economies will do the same thing. Rather than going through Web 2 systems and using centralized databases and stuff, the new solutions of the emerging economies will be built on blockchain. And if those systems are built on blockchain, that makes them interconnected by default. It makes it global by default. It means that people can now be a lot more secure in transacting in those parts of the world because the transparency is there, the trust is there. And it's not to say that people won't mess up. It's not to say that people won't pull a fast one. But when they pull a fast one, it can be seen. This is the fast one that was pulled and this is the person that pulled it. A lot more easier to do than now. At the moment, you can't see what's going on. So what I was really trying to get settled down into my thinking was that when working with blockchain and Web3 and things like that, there are solutions that we can be, because I think somebody said in the last panel, people think innovation is coming up with this crazy new idea that no one's ever seen before. It's not. Innovation is improving what we already have. And if what we have is broken, then how do we apply Web3, DLT, blockchain technology, AI to existing things and make them better? How do we make it possible for us to actually really get the efficiency out of this stuff and stop relying on other people to build things for us? And when I say for us, it's everybody. It could be a child. Children don't need to rely on adults to build solutions for them because they know what they want. They can build it. As long as they can code it, they can build it. And it's the same for every single person. So if you do have an idea that will solve a problem, especially an international or a global problem, and you put blockchain in the middle of that solution, it means that you've globalized whatever that solution is instantly, and more people can actually participate in that solution, especially when we're in the world of, we're going to cancel you and we're going to sanction this. Blockchain, you can't cancel and sanction it. You have to take down the whole chain, and that means you're taking down the whole community, and they won't let it happen.